it's and then if people want to read about target date funds, Chris, which is also the
Yeah.
highway to serfdom, which is
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking like Notre Dame is even more on that one now, which I published was 8 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Um, it's frightening. I think Cerulli Associates in Boston, they said that roughly 83% of all 401k money is going to be going to target date funds, which are, I think taking apart a nuclear submarine would be easier to do than to figure out how a target date fund works.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a secret like that the system is kind of busted right now. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, that the challenge is people, and this is kind of my passion right now, is that the challenge is people know something's wrong, but they're overwhelmed and they're almost paralyzed because they don't know what to do about it. And you don't know who to trust because there's so much conflicting information out there, right?
I understand that. Yeah.
It's so hard. And so, I mean, you talk to people, and I think honestly, like, I mean, you've gotten to know me a little bit. My passion is for whole life insurance and for annuities and guaranteeing people results. Like,
Yeah.
come up with a plan that's going to guarantee you a result and take massive accountability, self-accountability and reliance for your own life. Don't rely on your government. Don't rely on your company or pension or anything. Like, figure out what you have to do to take care of yourself, come hell or high water. Like, you're going to be able to not just weather the storm, but when everybody else is suffering in the storm, you're going to have this big old shiny boat and able to pick up opportunity and save some people along the way. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm passionate about. And sadly, I think like the insurance industry with Index Universal Life specifically, I'm on a mission right now to educate people about like what IUL is really about and where the risks really exist, because I feel like a lot of people are selling Index Universal Life like it's the solution to all these problems. And it's really creating a different wave of problems. And it's giving the industry a really bad look, like a black eye at the same time, because there's going to be, I mean, did you see there was a new class action lawsuit filed against PacLife the other day?
Oh boy, the lawyer.
It's coming. It's
Oh
coming.
yeah,
Like,
the lawyers, man, they're locking,
oh,
they're
totally.
they're they're licking their chops on this one, man. And you want to know the funny thing is that one of the biggest class action law guys in the country, and I know the guy. I've
Yep.
spoken to him. Okay, who sued all these pension plans for over fees and the whole thing.
Yep.
He's used some of my research and some of his
That's awesome.
his dispositions, but he won't throw me any business, whatever. But
Uh,
he's made millions. But so the whole thing is the pack life and the whole thing. The thing is that Chris, but this stuff is safer than mutual funds. Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's like it's if it's done right, you can rescue an IUL. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't want to get involved in that, but if people are insurable, whatever, you can rescue it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it right. Okay. So yeah, and the lawyers are going to make a fortune. Okay. And but the thing is that selling people, discipline and hard work is not an easy sell, Chris. It's like
I know.
you want to have a good body, you got to work out and eat right and
Hit the gym every day,
exercise.
man. Yeah.
You got to hit the gym and be disciplined. Not in this country. People want something for nothing. They want to throw their money on the water and think Jesus is going to come and bring them all home. With millions. It just never works that way.
Hey, man. No, I couldn't agree with you more. Well, so I mean, I got to tell you, I'm just super excited to have you here. Is there anything else? I mean, first of all, I would love to say thank you and say I would love to have you back on because I love the message that you have, and I think it's really important. I know you have a new movie that you're going to be featured in coming out. I know you have a new book coming out. I would once again really just emphatically endorse the fact that if you have not read all three of these books, do you have a bundle by chance where people buy all
you
three books?
you show them the back side of the book, show them the front side.
So, okay. So
those ones. Yeah. Thank you, Chris.
you got it.
So there's a bundle. If you go, so this is the funny thing is, it's funny. I'm actually picking up a best-selling author as a client, and
Nice.
it's amazing what she's doing. But you go to my barrymajamesdyke.com, and there's a bundle of three. So you get three books for like $75, $78, something like that, and which I found out was guaranteed income. A a single copy of Guaranteed Income is selling for $100 on Amazon right now.
That's awesome.
So I sell $28 off the website, but with the postage included. So yeah, so do that. I mean, invest in themselves. I tell people, my faith is the most important thing in my life. I couldn't do that without this. I couldn't do this work otherwise, because the opposition is too strong. But God's stronger. And but yeah, so yeah, I would tell people, read my stuff, but think for yourself and do your own research. Okay, don't take my word for it. Okay, see what the other companies are doing.
Totally.
And it's just so. But the whole thing, but the major turning event, Chris, is when I found all these giant banks like Bank of America and J.P. Morgan and Wells Fargo and Citigroup and U.S. Bank and you name it, all of them. Okay, Bank of New York Mellon, the biggest wealth management business in the world, all have major portions of their own capital in high cash value life insurance and annuities.
Yep. It's amazing. Well, one of the things that when you sent me this book a couple of weeks ago, and I started going through it and I'm reading it and like, look, it looks like I'm halfway through the book, right? Like when I'm there, it's like, no, that's the end of the book if you're reading. And it's literally all financial documents after that. It's all like his proof of research. And it's crazy, like the amount of stuff and the financial statements for these banks and stuff. Like he's not making this stuff up. And I love it that like a lot of people, we know it, but most of the agents and advisors out there that are using this information, they're getting their information from Barry's books. Like, and you've just done such just a service for the industry. And, I think everybody owes you a debt of gratitude for that. And, can't say thank you enough. But so one last question before we kind of end this. From a whole life insurance company right now, a mutually held life insurance company, what are the things that you look for in a good insurance company?
The balance sheet, it's, the balance sheets that, obviously the balance sheet, that's, in the financials, because we only can, in financials, obviously. Even my own stuff, I look for things like, little things like surplus notes, which people don't understand. What surplus notes is where mutual companies go out to the marketplace to raise money for expansion, whatever, and things like that, or replenishing reserves, things like that. How much they have in that stuff. What is it a career company? How solid is is their distribution base? So there's a lot of there's not a lot of good not a lot of good companies left, Chris. When you think about it, I'm not going to mention any names. Okay,
right. No, I hear you.
Because full disclosure, this is all independent research. Whether a person does it from a giant New York company or company, even PacLife. It's all. So you got to look at the financial balance sheets and things like that, and so that's in how they. I'm kind of anal about this. I've asked life companies CFOs how they invest the balance sheets, and things like that. What is investment grade? How much junk do they have in their books? All these things. Which so that's why I ask these questions. A lot of stuff is disclosed. So as you know, is Gresham's law, where there used to be a couple hundred really good companies. Now we're down to a couple dozen.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, Barry, thank you so much. And if you're open to it, I'd love to have you back on here soon. I really enjoy this, and hopefully everybody will go check these books out. And once again, not to beat that horse dead, but what I'll do, Barry, is I'll put a link for your site down in the description of the video.
Yep.
And you also, just as a side note, you have a YouTube channel yourself, right?
Yeah, the Economic War. I haven't put anything up in a couple of months. It's just enjoying that. My daughter's working with. I want to do some more with that. I'm having fun with that, but that takes a lot of time, Chris. It
does. It
takes a lot of time, and I still do a lot of advising, and I've had to invest a lot of money in technology, as you can imagine, too, on this stuff. And it's kind of like that big black hole, and so which I will be doing more of it, but but I'm getting some of your younger people in here, like My kids in here involving with me, so they're more on top of it. So
that's amazing. Well, I'll put the link to your YouTube channel down there because you do have some content up there. I listened to some the other day and it was fantastic. And so I would say everybody check out his YouTube channel, get those videos, and that'll be it for now. So everybody have a blessed, inspirational day. And Barry, look forward to seeing you soon. And take care, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.